You can follow me in the slide. So people are working from internally, working from home, want to have access to these resources we have now in the cloud, our applications, and we are actually working from everywhere. And it's getting very complex to follow who's working from where, who's using which application, etc. So we want to make it simple. We want to make it visible, transparent for the administrator too, and we want to do this all secure. Zero trust by the use of, for the user, blah, 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 for the device, blah, 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 as I all explained. And then I went to detail for the host checker. You could see, or now you can see what we do on a computer level to check if this computer can authenticate. And then I went to the centralized portal that we all connect to one box and say, well, those are the applications for that user. And then we were starting to think, well, is this then, because we will talk a bit later on of an identity access manager, and there are some major differences. So this slide is quite important to see those differences. PulseSecure does not offer authentication protocols such as Radius, such as LDAP. It uses it to authenticate to somewhere else, but it doesn't offer this for other devices to authenticate to, except for the NAC. But that's a bit different. Now, if you want to have a lot of cloud applications distributed everywhere, this is not the right product, PulseSecure. It's good for on-prem and hybrid solutions, or you have centralized cloud applications, but not if they are everywhere, because you have to place the Pulse Connect Secure in front of every application that you would like to share. But they are very strong in multi-data center environments, also in small environments, but I'm comparing now to identity access solutions. If we talk about granular access, then we are going to look at who is going to take access, from where, and from which device. And depending on these three checks, we're going to say, well, you can use this application in that way with that kind of security. If you have a very large international company and you are distributed on several regions, you could say we are going to use the closest region to take access to, so the application running nearest to me, and we're going to do that via the VADC, which is a load balancer, and this is a DNS solution which is integrated. Then we have software-defined parameter. Sorry, forgot to change the word. It should be parameter. What does that mean? We are going to offer a list of applications that the user can use via an SDP controller. So this SDP controller is actually integrated into Pulse One. Pulse One is the cloud environment of PulseSecure, where all your boxes can be related to, attached to, and from where we can have an overview, do a backup of all our different boxes. So as a user, you will connect to Pulse One, and Pulse One will see which applications you can use and where they are. Even if they are on different regions, it can offer you the application that you can use with some extra security depending on where you come from. Now, we are going to go back now for the story to the more simple environments without this SDP story. And then there we have also the device management solution, which is called the Workspace. And what's in there? That means that you can offer applications to your customers or to your employees and install the applications that you want to have them on the phone and leave the existing applications as they are. So we have actually a mixed environment. It's a bit different if you use iOS or Android. We see here a screenshot of Android. So we could say we will on Android install 2 times the same applications, but we have this application with the Pulse icon, which means this is actually the corporate application, and in there you will find the corporate emails. And if we then want to erase the applications and the data, we will only erase everything that's related to the company. There is no communication possible to every application that we offer from the company and the other applications installed on the device. So it's actually isolated, it's secured. We can do a per app VPN too, which means that if you click on a certain application, it will do a VPN just for that application, so other applications can't enter that tunnel. It's all managed via Pulse One, the same panel as we have in for the boxes and for the SDP. Now, to take access in a traditional way to our applications, we have two different ways of doing that. By the left side, we have a web interface. At the right side, we have our agent that is installed on the computer. Now, why would we use which one? Well, the right one is actually clear. We will do that on corporate devices because we need to install something. So these are the managed devices. The good thing about that is, depending on how you configure it, you don't need to have user interaction. You can just say, the user comes into the office, plugs in, he works. He comes home, he plugs in, he works. Goes onto the Wi-Fi, he works. It doesn't matter how, he just connects and everything works. The system knows where you are and which access that you have, which resources you can have, and if your computer is still secure. Then at the left side, we have the web interface, which you could use for unmanaged devices. Let's say I work from home on my personal Mac, which it's actually for my wife, and I want to check something. Then I use this web portal. It will also do the check. Do you have an antivirus? And yes, you can come in or not, but I will have different applications. I will have, for example, only RDP via HTML5. This is also the portal that you will use to offer to your suppliers, to your partners, if they want to have access to some resources from you to upload or download or whatever they use. Now, I was talking about internally, out externally, so you're traveling from in to out. So there is actually difference. We have two boxes, two physical or virtual boxes, but totally separated. One is put into the LAN, which is a NAC, because this is a trusted device, and the other one is an untrusted device, it's put in DMZ. Why we do that? Because this is your in-between stop before you can go to the internal network. So you can't just use one device for the two. But in my story, I mixed them. These are the possible devices. If you take a look into the specs, we have the same specs for the virtual. So if you say we have a PSA 5000 up to 2500 SSL users, the minus V is exactly the same, but virtual also 2500 SSL users, etc. But every box is either an SSL VPN, being a Pulse Connect secure, or a NAC being a Pulse Policy secure. So you can buy the same hardware, but the licensing will make the difference. Now, you will see after me a presentation of OneLogin, and there is actually a link between the two. Something Pulse doesn't have is being able to reset your forgotten password. So you could add a link to your personalized portal, as you see at the bottom, and you can say, well, click here to change your password. You redirect to the portal of OneLogin, and you can change your Active Directory password over there. We can do the opposite, not for passwords, but to take access. You could use OneLogin to take access to your applications. You click on the Pulse Connect Secure icon, and you are automatically logged in and have resources to which you have access. And this is also compatible with the host checker. And what you also could do is use the Pulse Connect Secure to do backend authentication via OneLogin, via, for example, LDAP query or maybe Radius, whatever you need. Since this month, actually, if I'm not mistaken, we have some new suites. So those are actually packages where you buy licenses, and the licenses are in that box. For the people who are new, don't mind the red lines. For the people who already know Pulse Secure, the red line is the change between the old and the new suites. So the old suites are on top of the red line. For example, the Essentials is this part. Essentials Plus is everything. So the Essentials Plus has more features, has more interesting stuff in it, and even in the Enterprise Plus has ICE licenses included. For one enterprise license, you get two ICE licenses. So my time's up, but so is my presentation. If you have questions, you can put them in the question tab from GoToWebinar, and then Paul will pick them up. I don't know, Paul, did you already receive some questions?
Hello, Frederik. Hello, everyone. Goedemiddag, iedereen. Bonjour à tous. A big virtual welcome to all of you in name of my sales team, Katrien, Annemie, and myself. Thank you, Frederik, for your inspiring presentation. There were no particular questions. Only for the first session, there were some slide issues, as you know. So for the rest, I think you did a very good job, because I didn't receive any question on content.
That could be good and that could be bad, depending on how you look at it.
Positive. Let's be positive. The bottle is half full and not half empty.